Welcome to the platform optimization video. In this video, we will learn how to customize our platform, set trades, set our stops, profit targets, and how to close positions, as well as a number of different pending orders. First of all, once we open our MT4 platform, we will be presented with charts that have the standard default settings. So the first thing we want to do is change this. In order to do that, we right click anywhere on the chart, select properties, and now this inset window will give us the picture or the image of what our charts will look like as we customize them. So we'll start off by changing the background. We select the drop down menu, and I'm going to change the color of the background to be white, and then I'm going to change the foreground to be black. Just going to swap those two around. It's giving me this picture here. I'm going to also disable the grid. Now if you like these squares on your charts, feel free to keep them there. I prefer my charts without the grid, so I'm going to just deselect the grid by selecting none and have a nice clean charts. Now I want to change the candlestick bars to the default bars, that's industry standard, and I'm going to change the bar up to green. The bar down is going to be red. The bull candle, which is going to be the fill of these bars, these candlestick bars, I'm going to make them the same. So bull candle is going to be green, and the bull candle is going to be green, and let's just reset that, and the bear candle is going to be red. So I'm just making them the same so we have a standard configuration here. Once I've done that, click the OK, and what it's done is changed the chart to the color code that we configured. We have the bar charts, which is the default setting, so I'm going to change that to candlesticks. So at the top menu we have the candlesticks icon, just click that, and our charts now have this configuration. Now I want to save this so that it's easy for me to have this configuration for any chart that I'm going to open. In order to do that, just right click on the chart, select template, and then select save template. Once we get the save template window up, we have to give our template a name. So I'm going to go ahead and call that Mike. You can call the template anything you wish. So I'll just call it Mike Standard. And then you select save. Now, just to confirm that we have saved to the template, if I right click on the chart, select the template button, and inside the list of templates down here, I have Mike Standard, which is the template I've just created. So if I'm going to bring out a new chart, if I do File, New Chart, select a chart, for example the Aussie dollar, it's going to come out with the default settings. Now all we need to do is apply our template on top of that by right clicking anywhere on the chart, selecting template, and then go down to Mike Standard, which was the template I just created. Click on that and it automatically configures our template to what we want. So that's how we can customize the color coding and the chart surface. Now I'm just going to go through some of the options here at the top of the menu. First of all, we have multiple time frames. We can select any chart from the monthly time frame to the weekly, the daily, the 4-hour, the 1 hour, the 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, and 1 minute. And we simply just click on the time frame, and the chart will automatically display the bars of that chosen time frame. Then up here we have the different types of displays, so we can choose to have a bar chart if we want, the candlesticks, or indeed we can use the line chart. We have a zoom in button so that we can zoom into the charts. This is maximum zoom. If I'm doing some measuring analysis, I can zoom in and see a clearer picture. If I want to compress the chart to have a look at the macro picture for the time frame I'm viewing, then I can simply zoom out of the chart, and that's maximum zoom. Shows me the bigger side of the trend. Then of course we've got this is to tile the windows so I can have multiple windows displaying. We've got the auto scroll bar, which you can deselect if you want to scroll back without your charts jumping back to being up to date. Then you can take the auto scroll off. When I put the auto scroll back on again, then it jumps back up to date. So if I'm trying to scroll like this, the minute I release, then it brings it back up to date. So that's what the auto scroll does. And then of course chart shift, you can shift the chart if for any reason you wanted to do any measurements or write captions before your chart, you can shift the chart. This is the selection of arrows, thumbs up and check signs that you can add to the chart if you are labeling any form of analysis. So for example, if I wanted to show where an entry was, you can use the arrows to plot on the chart to show if I was trying to describe something in terms of support or whatever I may choose. Then if I want to write text, I've got the text box here. Just click on that to select it, go anywhere on the chart, up comes the text box, and I can type anything that you want to type. You can change the colors and I can change the font if you choose. Once you do OK, the text is written on the chart, and you can do that in terms of analysis as well. We've got the lines on the chart, so if I wanted to draw a trend line, pick up the trend line tool and I can draw trend lines. If I'm doing analysis, again any technical analysis, I can use that, or I can use the horizontal line if I want to plot lines on my chart. If I want to customize these lines, you double click on these lines, and once you double click on them, you'll see these two white boxes will appear. That's to show that the lines have been selected. And then if I right click on the line, it gives me the horizontal line properties, in which way I can change the style of the line, and I can indeed change the color of the line. Once I do OK, then that applies the line. If I double click on the line afterwards, it's now not highlighted, and that line now will not move. Vertical lines are here, and if I want the crosshair, so if I want to measure, typically good and useful when trying to ascertain stops and profit targets, it basically allows us to measure price. Then of course we've got the quote board over here. The quote board shows all the currencies that are listed. You can select which currencies you want. So for example, if I don't want the Aussie Singapore dollar, just right click on it and then select hide, and that will disappear from the list. If I want to move the orders around, so if for example I wanted to move the Euro Aussie above the Euro New Zealand above the Euro Aussie, just pick it up, hold down the left button of your mouse and drag and then release in the area where you want it, and the currency will move. It's a simple drag and drop technique. It's showing the bid and the asking prices. So again, for us to monitor our spreads when we are placing trades, it's always good to look at the difference between these two. So as an example, the euro versus the US dollar is at 140.09 to 140.11. So again, we've got 2 pip spread there. And if I wanted to place a trade on the euro versus the US dollar, let's say for example I look at this and I see signs of weakness and I want to sell it. Well, simply I use the new order button up here, click on that, and it brings up the order button. Now I can do a couple of different things here. If I wanted to just take a normal standard market order, I would simply select my volume size that I want to trade at, and under this is the spot forex. I have various different volume sizes. Here at 0.10 I'm going to be trading at 10 cents a pip, the smallest increment, and I can set my stop loss in the order, I can set my take profit in the order, and then when I press sell by market, it will place all my orders on. So I'm going to first of all do all of this manually so you can see, and then how to adjust and set stops whilst we are in the trade. So the first thing I'm going to do is hit the sell by market button. So I've sold the euro versus the dollar. Now down here at the bottom it gives me some information regarding the trade. From left to right, this is the ticket number, and that will be the order number you would have to refer to if there were any issues with the broker. Then it gives us the date and time in which we initiated the trade, so that's up to date with the time now that I've just taken the trade. It tells me that I've sold. Okay, it's a sell order, so it means I've gone short the euro versus the dollar. It shows me my size, and I think in this size it's actually $1 a pip, not 10 cents. I get confused sometimes with the spread betting platform. So this is 0.10 is $1 a pip. It tells me the symbol, which is the currency we've traded in, which is the euro dollar, and the price that the trade was filled at, which was 1.1413 and a fraction of the 9. The stop loss and take profits are both set to zeros at the moment because we haven't put those orders into the market as of yet, and then it gives us what the current price is. The commissions and swaps are not placed on yet until the trade is closed, and if there's any overnight holding of these trades, then also these figures will change. Now if I place this trade by mistake and I wanted to get out of the trade quickly, this cross over here far right is a shortcut to just closing the trade. If I click this button here, the trade will be automatically closed at the current market price. Now I'm going to set a stop loss, and we're going to get our measuring tool like this, and let's just say for example I wanted to set my stop loss at the last swing high of this chart. So I'm going to go here and measure the high. The high is 114.61. I need to add my spread to that, so it's going to be 114.63. It's a 2 pip spread, and I'm going to set that as my stop, my initial stop. So we click down here where it says SL, we'll double click on the price, and right over here where it says stop loss, type in my new stop loss, which was 1.1463. That incorporates my spread, and then if I select modify, now my stop loss is placed in the area which I desired. Now if I wanted to set a profit target, again I pick up my measuring tool, and let's just say for example I wanted to set a profit target before the next area of support. So I can say for example I wanted 113.60 as my profit target. Then I simply go to where it says TP, double click on the zeros, and then I'm going to type in 113.60 as my take profit. Again, select the modify button, and now I have my complete order placed into the market. The green line represents the entry, the higher red line is my stop, the lower red line is my profit target. Now I can adjust these whilst we're in play. So let's say, for example, I wanted to tighten the stop. Then I could simply just pick up the line. Once you hover across it, it says drag to modify. I can simply click and hold the left button mouse down, and then I can drag my stop down to a nearer to reduce my risk. Once I release the mouse button, it drags a line, and now I have a tighter stop in the market. If I wanted to increase my potential profit target for whatever reason, I can simply hover over the line, click on the left button mouse and hold it down, and I can simply drag down my profit target further. Once I release, then it will adjust the line to where I release the mouse. Now, if at any time I wanted to close these trades, as I said earlier, you can simply click this cross and that will automatically close the trade. The other thing you can do is we can do it via the order bar, which is if I double click on the price down here, it brings up this order bar like so, and then all I need to do is simply click on the close button down here, and if I click on the close button, what it's going to do is it will remove the entry, my stop, and the profit target. So if I go right ahead and do that, that's removed the all of the orders, and now the position is flat. If I go over to where it says account history and scroll right down to the bottom, you can see the trade. This was the trade, that was the ticket which we had, and that was all the details of the trade, even the where we selected the targets and so on, and this is the price at which we have been closed out at 114.11. That's the price we were closed, and that was the profit that was made at the time we were closed. So that's how we place trades. If I wanted to do this, for example, as an order, like a stop order, let's say for example I wanted to sell the euro below 113.90 as an example. So what I can do is click on the new order like so, and then I would need to change the market execution to a pending order. And then once I've done that, I'll go under the pending order type and select a sell stop order, and there I have to specify the price. So we said 113.90. So if I did 113.90, it's going to be my sell. My stop loss, let's say that I'm going to get my measuring tool here, and let's say that I wanted my stop loss to be 114.40. So I'll go to the stop area and type in 114.40, and then as a take profit, let's say I wanted my take profit to be 113.99. That's my take profit. Now I have the complete order, and if I just select the place button, we have an error. Let's just have a look at that order. My apologies, the take profit needs to be lower because we're entering at 113.90. So let's make this 113.30. 113.30, and then hit the place button, and now we have an order here where we have our entry at 113.90, we have our stop loss at 114.40, and take profit at 113.30. down here. And that's an order, that's a pending order. It's not a filled order. It's an order that's waiting to be triggered if the prices get down to this level. At any point we can cancel the order by simply clicking the cross over here on the far right hand which says delete, and then that will remove the entire order that's placed on this chart, like so. As you can see, the order is complete. If I wanted to buy the euro, let's say that I was looking at this chart and I believed that it was going to go up and I wanted to buy it as a limit order, I could buy it at 113.90. The way I would do that is select new order, and then I would select the pending order, and I want to select buy limit, and in the buy limit area I would type in 113.90. My stop loss is going to be below this point, so let's say my stop is going to be 113.60. So in there I type in 113.60, and then let's say my take profit is going to be 114.64. Type that in. So now I have a limit order to buy if the prices come down to a certain price point. Hit the place button, and now it's placed the order in the market. And as you can see, if the prices come down and I'm expecting it to bounce, my order will be filled at 113.90. My stop loss is set to 113.60, and my take profit on the return back upwards is set to 114.64. And that's a limit order to buy. So we've covered a limit order, we've covered the stop order, and we've covered the market order as well. Again, if I want to remove this order, I simply click the cross to close and delete the order. And once I do that, all the order is going to be removed. That should cover managing the platform, optimizing it, setting orders, and so on. Thank you for watching this video.